as I was out on life's seas, so burdened with sin and distress, till I heard a sweet voice saying, make me your choice, and I entered the haven of rest. I've anchored my soul in the haven of rest. I'll sail the wide.
Hello, welcome back to Natural Music. Today we are going to start the song The Haven of Rest in the country gospel style. We're going to do it in the key of G, and we are on the verses, and this song is in 3/4 time. So you should have just heard the demo, and by now you should know the country gospel intro that attaches to this. If not, you can go back and learn that, watch that other video. But if you just want to learn the chords of this song and the rhythm, that's fine too. This will completely make sense to you. So this is 3/4 time. So I'm going to show you the basic rhythm of how to play this, and you can pay attention to your chord chart and play it as simple as this right here. So it's 3/4 time. So we're doing an octave G down here and a G, B, and D, which is a G. So I'm going to use a G chord since it's in the key of G. So just to show you the rhythm, but this will work on all the chords. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then on the end, if you don't have to, but you can hit the D note from the G, which is the 5 of the G chord. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. Now, a few things that I'll do is on that spot where you hit that D, there's a couple different options that I like to do. And it's either, instead of doing that, you can roll the chord. You can go G, B, D like this. 1, 2, 3. And it's actually on the 3, but by the time you hit that D, that's playing the and that you play down here. So 1, 2, 3. To a chord change anyway, I do that if I'm going to a different chord. Or you can just hit 2 notes of that chord, which I usually do what's in the thumb and the pinky. So 1, 2, 3. See how I did that? Or there's this little thing that we can do, the G, and I can go A minor, A, C, and E real quick when I'm just on the G, and I can either do that D, and sometimes not, even if I'm not changing, which I think maybe most of the time not, I go A minor real quick, and then I slide back into the G by hitting this G, but I slide the A sharp into the B. So I go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. See how that is? And that just adds some texture. So you're going to see me do that throughout this lesson. And those are kind of just some options, but I'll show you kind of the spots that I think that I would do it most of the time. Between those rolls and everything. So let's jump into the song. This is the verse of the Haven of Rest. This is a great, great old hymn. And this is going to apply to any verse, at least of this arrangement. And you can listen to the demo and stuff and hear kind of the style in which we're going to do this. And we are going to use one of the licks from the intro at the very end. So I'll go over that shortly or real briefly, but I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. Go back and watch that other video, but I will show it to you. So let's start on the verse. This one, we'll use verse 1, but this will work on any verse. So it starts out, my soul in sad exile. So we're going to hit this G, and it's going to start on soul. We've come out of the intro, so so on soul is where we're going to start this octave G with the G here. So G, B, and D. My soul in sad exile. Okay, so one thing you could do, you got a couple measures there. So you could go 1, 2, 3, and see how we did that? Or not do it, or just hit it straight. So you can go to that A minor and slide down. So there's an option for you. So my soul in sad exile. And then we're going to, on was, right before out, right before we're going to a C, we're going to play a G with a B, you'll notice on your chord chart. So octave B in the left hand, and then a G. I'm gonna play a G7, and I'm gonna roll it. You don't have to, but this is gonna give me the sound I want. I'm gonna roll down to this F. I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna hit this high D again. So the G I'm using is F, or the G7, F, B, and D. So I'm gonna roll down to that, and then hold that F, and then add the D back in. I'm gonna go. And then when we go to C, I'm right here in the left hand. I'm gonna go octave C, and then for the first one of that measure, I'm just gonna hit an E. And then I'm going to add the other notes for the rest of the measure, the G and the C. So I go 2, 3, all right? So this is the C I'm using, E, G, and C, all right? So it's the same as this C, it's just we're using, for those of you that aren't used to kind of changing it up, an E and a G, we're moving it down here to fit where we're at. All right, so let's go over what we got so far. My soul inside was on life. All right, C, and then back to a G, so G, B, and D. So you saw how that first measure of C, this was enough to make up the C chord. Octave, it added the third in there, the E, and then I was able to finish it out 1, 2, 3 on that measure. So my soul in sedex I was on life's sea. All right, now we played a measure of G there, 1, 2, and then on 3 I think of that measure. I don't think we finished that measure. We'll know when we play it again. Sometimes it's easy just to watch the words and chords and not think about it as in measures. I'm going to play an F sharp in the left hand with a D, and we're walking down to an E minor, but on the way down, we're going to hit a D chord up here. So I'm gonna do F sharp in the thumb, A and D. I've just taken these 2 notes and put them down here to fit what we're doing. And you don't have to do this, but I like to roll from E to F sharp real quick in the left hand. You can just hit an octave, but you can, so it just depends on what you want to do. Either way sounds fine. Here, I'll play both of them for you. So, was out on life's sea. So here's just the octave. So burdened, and I'll go over that E minor here in a second. So burdened, or you can do the roll in the left hand like this. Was out on life's seas, so burdened with, all right? Now, on the word burden, we're walking down to this E minor, so that's when we're going to start hitting that. So octave E down here, and then a regular old E minor, E, G, and B. So burdened with. So we're going to go 1, 2. Then on the 3, here's where we're going to do that rolling chord. We played in the measure 1, 2, and then on the 3 of that measure, after hitting the E minor, we're going to go E, G, and B. So. And that's going to get us into an A7 with sin. All right. So we went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. All right. So here's the A7, octave A, obviously down here in the left hand. The right hand, we're going to play. Here's a regular A, C sharp, and E. But instead, we're holding the A down here. So we're going to add the 7 because this is what sounds right to me. We're going to add the G note in there. So there, I know it's an A chord, we didn't add the A in there, but it's fine. The A is down here, it's being stated. So burdened with sin and this. So same thing here we're gonna play on this measure of A7, we're gonna go 1, 2, and then we're gonna roll that chord on the 3 of it. And then when we're actually going to just play an A minor, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave it an A minor 7. That switches out for an A minor nicely in this situation. So it looks like a C up here, which it technically is with an A down there, but this is an A minor 7. So an A minor is just an A, C, and E, but I'm gonna drop the thumb down once again and add the 7. So, and it doesn't lose its minor sound because there's an A being stated down here. So we're gonna go. All right, and then the same thing on that. We're gonna hit that a couple times and then roll this. And actually on that one, let's just for something different, let's hit the G and E, and that's it. So 1, 2, A minor. Okay, see how I did that? So 1, 2, 3, and so we're not going, we're just doing a little, then G and E. So here's what it is so far from sober and Wilson and distress. And then we're going to a D chord after that A minor. So I'm going to octave D down here, then the right hand, we're going to F sharp, A, and then D. And we're gonna go 1, 2, and then I don't have written a D7 on there, I don't believe, maybe I do. But I'm going to, for the third of that, a D7 will work over that regular old D for sure. And just to add something different, I'm going to do the outlining of that chord again on the 3 of that measure, 1, 2, but instead I'm going to hit the 7th note of it and make a D7, but I'm just going to use F sharp and then C right there. Okay, so I'm going to hit this D for a couple, F sharp, A, and D. I'm going to go 1, 2, then on 3 I'm going to go F sharp and C, and that look, that's the shell of a D7. So 1, 2, 3, and then it changes back to a G, B, and D. So what all that sounds like, I'll play it nice and slow. So sober and listen and distress till I heard a sweet. Okay, so we're back to G, and I'm gonna do the same thing. 1, 2, and then I'm gonna roll all 3. And like I said, this is optional. You can just do 2 every time, you can do 3 every time, or you can just mix it up, and eventually that'll become second nature to you, and you'll just kind of pick what you're feeling at the time. Till I heard a sweet voice. All right, so here is a B7 you'll see on the chart, and this gives it a really nice sound. It defines the song a little bit to me when you add that. It's actually a 3 major chord. It kind of just gives it that, I don't know, bluesier sound, I guess. So we're going to hit an octave B down here. And this may be a little bit of an odd chord for G, but it definitely does happen in songs. And we're going to play a B7 here. So here's a regular B, D sharp, and F sharp. But we're going to drop down and play the 7th note with the A there. All right? So we've rolled the G. We're going 1, 2, 3. Then on voice. All right? And then I'm just gonna play the outline of this chord just to throw it up something different. I'm gonna play A and F sharp there before I change to the C, you'll see on Make Me Your Choice. So it's, and I heard a sweet voice saying, like I said, it's your option. You can go voice saying, you can roll all 3 or just 2. 1, 2, saying, all right, and then we're on a C, so I'm going to play a measure of that, and then I'm going to outline that with C and G. So 1, 2, 3, and then down to, you know what? Let's go back down to this G. So we're back to G, B, and D. So saying, make me your choice. All right, and then on the 3 of that, just like before, we're on a G. You'll see there that there is a D with an F sharp going down to E minor. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to go just over different words. So make me your choice, and I entered. So it's 1, 2, 3, the D with the F sharp down here, and you can play that octave or roll just like we talked before. F sharp, A, D with F sharp down here. All right, 1, 2, 3, down to this E minor, E, B, or sorry, E, G, and B. E octave down here. So enter the, now on Haven, we're going to do a G with a D down here, and I'm going to jump all the way back up here, and just like the way it sounds, B, D, and G. I'm going to play a G like that with a D down here. The Haven. So 1, 2, and then we're we're going to go to a D7 on the 3 of that measure, the haven of, so C, F sharp, and A, of. All right, and then we're going to go back to this G, B, D, and G, rest. All right, so here's what we got so far. Let's do Till I Heard a Sweet Voice saying, make me your choice. Ooh, and I hit that wrong chord, but that's okay. Saying, make me your choice. And I entered the haven of rest. So we're going to hit a couple measures of this because it goes G, and then C back to G. Now this is the chord progression where we play the lick that was on the country gospel intro. So 1, 2, and then we're going to go. All right. So just like that intro, I'll not spend much time on that. You hit a G, and then you hit a G, A, G down to E. But when you hit that second G, you add the C in there. So, and then you get, while holding the E, you go back up to C, and then down to D and B. So, and you hit this octave C with it on that second G when you hit the G and the C together. And then we're back to a G chord. So we're going D, G, and B. And then we're going, and then you'll see a walk up to the chorus. So we're going to go A minor. So an octave A, E, A, and C. So we're going. And then we're going to do kind of like what we did in the verse. Or yeah, actually, we're going to do the B octave down here. And we're going to go, and we're going to play a G7 with a B down here. And I just got a G as a B, but I like to play those 7s on that when we split these chords. So I'm gonna roll G, B, and F. That's the G7, and then we're gonna hit this D back there again, just like we did earlier. So we're going 1, 2, 3. Anchored my soul. Okay, so let me play this whole verse. Nice and easy and slow. If you want it up to time, you go back and watch the demo. So here we go. My soul, it's sad exile was out on life's seas, sobered and with sin and distress, till I heard a sweet voice saying, make me your choice. And I entered the haven of rest. I've anchored my soul. Okay, so that is it for the verse. Or for all the verses on Haven of Rest. It'll apply to both verses. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you at the next lesson in the next video.